Someone like Sri Aurobindo or the Buddha, there are many other teachers who could be examples of this, were great mystics who realized their true nature as consciousness itself, as God, as spirit, whatever, as Brahman, as they say in India. So as I was guiding us all into in the meditation, it's when we let go of identification with body, mind, with all of our psychological experience, which is usually like this, right? Usually our psychological experience is all we can see. How are you today? I'm up, I'm down, I've got this problem, that problem, right? We're usually embedded in a very contracted, self-focused, separate psychological bubble, we could say. This is what the ego is. So I love to use that word ego to signify ego, edging God out. Mm-hmm. So the ego in us, this deeply conditioned momentum, belief, and activity of being convinced that we're a separate psychological entity, is that movement, that contraction, that pushes God or consciousness or our awareness of our true nature out. But in reality, it isn't out. It doesn't go anywhere. It's always here. We're just not aware of it because we're too busy focused on our narcissism, on all our petty fears and desires and problems and challenges. So the perennial path to enlightenment or awakening has been about letting go of that contraction of awakening to the one, or that consciousness that exists, that always exists prior to that contraction. So that consciousness, that Brahman, whatever we want to call it, always is. It's right here, right now. It's your fundamental experience of I. If you just be right now, there's an experience of I am, right? I amness. Now, before you identify with this body, this is me. Before you identify with an emotion, before you identify with a thought, there is only I am. And that I am includes everything, doesn't it? My I am includes all of you right now. You're all appearing within my consciousness of I am. There is no separation. Unless I insist that no, I am this body. I am this mind. I am my personal history. I'm completely different from you. You could never know who I am or understand me. You see? This is kind of the illusion of human ignorance. So usually it takes a long time of getting to know each other for people even to begin to really trust each other. And even then, how deep does it go? So if we want to discover profound trust, intimacy, communion, love, true love, spiritual love, we have to awaken to this deeper part of ourselves. You see? Because that deeper part of ourselves is already one. We're already together there. You don't have to learn all about me and my personal history, and I don't have to learn all about you and your personal history to be together. We can realize that oneness. And then potentially, we'll find out more about all of our unique individuality. But the ground that we can meet in is this prior unity, this prior trust that we're always already free. We're always already full and complete. So that's the foundation. So that's the perennial discovery of what's been called enlightenment or spiritual awakening.